welcome to Game Pass News, recorded Tuesday, January 25th, 2022, and I may have forgotten the day or the date or whatever, but we're here. We are going to be chatting about all things Game Pass, and Xbox, and should they have a Smash type game or a cart type game? I don't know. Let's jump in and see what the heck we are talking about. I'm Nick. Sean, my co-host Sean is here with me. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm really good. Thank you very much. Yeah, did a little bit of a stream earlier on of Rainbow Six Extraction. I didn't go very well. I just couldn't get on with it, but we'll talk about that more later on. How are you?
Not a fan of the instruction, huh? I'm doing fair. Usually when I come to this thing, I think about like how I'm gonna intro or what I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna lie, didn't really come up with anything. It's been kind of hectic. Noah's been like, let's play Pokemon. I want to finish Pokemon, Dad, and then we had to like get supper, and my wife's not here yet, so I was like shoving supper in them, and so just kind of dad, adult fun, all kinds of stuff like that. So, but I'm doing good. Having a good week so far. I think. I know you care nothing about this because you don't even care really about like non-American football. But I am enjoying the football playoffs right now. Watching my old team's quarterback show the world that he wasn't the problem. So I'm really enjoying that. Mr. Stafford is making it through the ranks, and so I hope he continues to have success. So, yeah. So that's like the highlight of things going on in my life. What's up, Hambone Johnny? Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it's only like when I talk about the Formula One, I can sometimes see that people glaze over. So it's really nice to know that your sport's doing well. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But to what we're going to be talking about, our major top story, because to be honest, guys, there's not a ton of news. I mean, I think Microsoft kind of came out with a wallop of the year last week with Activision news. And there are tidbits there back and forth. You can find those. We have broken down the Activision thing for like hours, probably 3 hours worth of chatting about it altogether between Nintendo dads and us. So we didn't really want to hit that again. So, but because of this Activision thing, we thought we'd come at it a totally different angle. So now they have even more characters that they could use that they could bring all together in like a Microsoft Studios party video game or a Super Microsoft Smash game. Like what do you think about this, Sean? What is your take?
I'd just call it Doom Guy versus Master Chief because that's pretty much it. That's all the people are ever going to pick. You could have Banjo and Kazooie kicking ass, but no, basically people want to see if Master Chief could beat the crap out of Doom Guy or vice versa.
I don't know, but do you think like Nintendo, like before Smash, like when they like the first meeting about like Smash One, they were like, "Come on, guys, let's be honest. Everybody's just gonna pick Mario. Like, let's be honest. Nobody's gonna pick any of those other stupid characters. Everybody's just gonna want to be Mario." And now look at like I don't know. I hardly ever do I hear anybody be like, "Mario's my main." Like, like I don't know. I think if it's done well, Mario is your main. Is that what you're saying?
Dr. Mario is my name. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think if it's done well, um, but there's definitely a market for a fighting Microsoft game if done really well. Is there a
There is.
market for like a
Marvel
Microsoft
did it,
Golf?
didn't they? Marvel did like DC versus Marvel.
Yeah.
They had like,
Hmm.
so yeah, Xbox. I don't know. What would you call? I don't know. It's like you have to brainstorm. Like, well, you'd have to call it something that covers everything. So it's just Xbox develops Xbox Fight Club. I don't know. Yeah, something like you definitely just want something like that, and they
Hmm.
can go as far as they want with it. So like, but it could be really as gory and as gruesome as it needs to be, or as you know. But then, would you
Oh,
really want
please don't
people
do
to
a
be
Mortal
ripping?
Kombat style like what are you gonna call it? The superest smashiest? Like
Yeah,
we're gonna one up you. You just got. I don't know. I would
yeah,
hope
because
that they wouldn't do the Mortal Kombat type style.
no, but like with having Activision, you've got Crash, Spyro. You've got like you could have the main like big names from Call of Duty. So you have Soap, Ghost, you know, I can't remember the other guy's name. That's gone. But yeah, then you've got Banjo and Kazooie. You could have the Viva Pinata crew.
Yeah, yeah, you could. I mean,
And so, like, when you hit them, they could like sweets could fall out of them. I don't know. Do whatever you want it to. It goes any way you want it to go, really.
it's almost like I wouldn't want to be the guy. Like I wouldn't want to be like the producer that gets a stack of characters this tall put in front of them to be like, man, figure out which one of those you want to use and best of luck. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's a horrible job. I mean, there's just the line of people. I don't know. There's almost too many characters to make one game out of all of the Microsoft studios. To be honest, I mean, they wouldn't even have to leave main characters in games. To be honest, I mean, there's just so many.
The, the one thing I'd never get bored of is like punching the main like characters from the Forza Horizon games because I do sometimes feel like they're a little bit too peppy for me. So being able to use them as like the training, like this is welcome to the game. This is what you do, and then you just start pummeling the main guys from Forza Horizon.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hey SAZ, it's almost just very quick shout out to SAZ for this. The new Pokemon game comes out in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I get to send that guy some nice freebies, so I'm quite looking forward to doing that. So
Oh, cool. Way to go, pal. Yeah, I just don't know. So I think you could have a fighting game. I think what it would look like would be bonkers, to be honest. Like I have no idea. But what I will say, I think there is an appetite in the Xbox world for a fighting game. Is there an appetite in the Xbox world for like a Microsoft gaming Super Soccer game? I don't know. This is the worst name ever, but it's probably the name they'd call it just because.
some kind of sports game. That's
Yeah.
what you kind of get. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have Mario Golf, Mario Tennis. Was it Mario Super Strikers
Yeah.
at one point? Was that game? So could
I-
do. And you had like the Olympics and stuff like that, don't they? So
Yeah. I get the feeling though that like Halo fans would just like crap their pants if they saw Master Chief like running around on a tennis court. Like I just feel like they would just get so pissed. That's like my I don't know if that's true, but deep inside that's what I think is happening. Like that's what I think would happen. I don't think the fan base right now would want anything like the Hambone says Master Chief curling. I love it. Actually, I really love curling. Can I tell you that? I think it's like one of the funnest games or one of the funnest sports to watch. But I don't know. I just don't think it would fly. What's your thoughts?
uh, sports is a difficult one. But then Mario did it well. So Nintendo did it really well with Mario. But then even like uh, I don't know, like a Mario Party one would be better with mini games because that'd be hilarious. And like you kind of get them doing all kinds of mini games rather than sports. Sports is a hard one to go into unless you just want to be really ballsy and be like, let's just make them all play golf and go for it.
Well, I mean Mario Golf. Let's be honest. I mean, if I can play as Master Chief hanging out on the links, and I don't know, shoot golf balls in Mexico somewhere off of Forza Horizon 5's like map. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
kind of in on that. I mean, not gonna
I
lie.
thought you were going. I thought you were going full Dads After Dark then by knocking golf balls off somebody's thighs.
No, wasn't going there. I'll leave that for them. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think. Now let's skip away from what we think and let's like, do we think we'll ever see it?
Probably not. It'd be nice. I think somebody asked the question. Yeah, somebody's got like a question for us later on, which is Hammer and Johnny. I have a feeling they're going to make they need to make something. There is that many development studios now under the umbrella of Microsoft Gaming, as it's now known as. They kind of need to do something. They need to bring them all together, even if it's a racing game, just like a
Yeah,
messed up.
racing game. You know, you can.
So because you could have power, you could theme it around all the different gaming themes. So you could have a Halo theme done where you're all racing around in ghosts. Your power ups you can pick up at like different laser cannons or different speed, that kind of stuff. And then you could jump into the Doom world kind of stuff, and you're racing through an ever-changing scenario of the underworld of everything. And you've got to, like in Bowser's Castle, you've got to avoid the fire, and you've got to avoid Bowser coming at you. You could have all that kind of stuff going on. So a racing one's probably a lot more easier to fit into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say if you saw anything, you'd see a fighting game or a racing game. Those are the two that I think the Xbox community could get behind the most and would be the happiest to see. But if it's me, I think a racing game could be a lot of fun. I mean, I love Mario Kart. I'm horrible at it. I didn't take part in the dad's thing because I can never, like, I don't even know how y'all get the scores you get. I don't even understand it. I don't understand it at all. I get a score. I think it's amazing. I have no idea how anybody tops it, and then people are like a minute past it, and I'm like, I don't even know how you do that. So, but that being said, I think it would be really fun. But they would have to really take their own take on it, right? I mean, like this could not be like Microsoft Kart, right? I mean, Microsoft. I don't know. It just would. I just don't see. If it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that would.
I mean, let's think about games, race IPs that have done games for racing. So
Every
Diddy Kong, yeah, Nickelodeon, Sega.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
So. Yeah, and then there's the kart racer that's coming out just recently, the cutesy one. I can't even think of what it. They just released a video for it not too long ago. Like by not too long ago, I mean last year. I'm old. I speak in years terms. It's not gonna come to me. But yeah, I mean, it's a thing that all IPs do. I mean, to be honest, I know we're talking all of Microsoft. Yes, SAZ has it. Chocobo GP. That's it. Thank you, SAZ. Greatly appreciate it. To be honest, like I would love to see just a Halo like racer, but set in more of a like Diddy Kong style, where you could do any of you could use the motorcycles or the warthogs or the flying. Like you could use it. You could use it all, just like in Diddy Kong. I mean, that. Not gonna lie, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can have it kind of. Like I was saying with the levels, you could have them all themed to anything. So,
true.
You do a Halo theme one. You say you've got all the Warthogs. I'm trying to think of different games where you've got different stuff. Like Call of Duty, you could like have the trucks and even helicopters, racing helicopters. They have helicopters in Warzone. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Just think of like a Battle 2042. Oh my gosh! Oh my
like jet planes.
Yeah. There you could really. I mean, there's a million things they could do. I just wonder if they have any time to even think about it with all the studios they have. Like, they have to just have all this pile up of stuff in front of them. I can't imagine that it makes the list, but it would be. I think it would be awesome to see, and I think if executed correctly, it could be a lot of fun, and it could be pretty successful too.
Yeah, and it's a great way to kind of show that all the developers are working together now. They are under one umbrella. So.
Yeah, I wonder how difficult that would be. By the way, I mean, I wonder if it would be like herding cats, or if it wouldn't be that difficult to be like, okay, yeah, we need we need Fallout guy, we need Doom guy, we want we want all the World of Warcraft characters because they're awesome. And if people would be like, sure. Or if studios would be like, oh, wait a second. So I don't know how it would go over.
Yeah. It all depends on the workload and what they've got going off. Which I hope they've got a lot going off. So
yeah, that's for sure. I mean those guys, if you're a developer of a video game, you always and you're even semi-successful, I feel like you always have a lot going on. I mean, I can't imagine. But it just in the sense of like you've created this character, you've had your hands around it, it's yours, you've crafted it, and now you kind of just like have to give it to somebody else to do what they wish with and or what they will with, and I don't know. It's interesting to think of. So yeah. Any other topics on or any other thoughts on a Super Smash like Xbox game?
No, no, I mean, we kind of hit the nail on the head with all that. So
Of course we are, because we're amazing. I mean, that's it. Final statement. Nothing else left to say. Good night, everybody. Guys, that's our only top story. I literally mean Nintendo has been. I mean, we got some, or Nintendo, Xbox has been pretty quiet on the front of news. I think they announced this gigantic acquisition, so now they're all buried in paperwork trying to figure out how to make it work. That's
either all buried in paperwork or kind of still coming round after the big party. So.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, Phil's finishing off the last of the champagne today. He'll be back tomorrow. So yeah, so that's our only top story, but we do have some news, some little bits, what we call news bulletins, quick things to hit on. The Elden Ring has gone gold. That has been confirmed. It got pushed late last year to February. No fear, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen again. It's gold, so they should be ready to push it on time for the launch. Are you interested in Elden Ring at all?
Is that the new Skyrim game?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
No, I don't have enough time in my life to put into that. I played Skyrim for around, I'd say, 50 full days, like in real life time. 50 full days.
Okay, all right. Like is like an Animal Crossing playthrough for you for me then. I get it. Okay,
yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. So I don't think I could give that kind of time up, not anymore. I struggle like to do 2 hours of gaming like every week or so. So
yeah, I hear you. I mean, listen, I would say I would play it, but I wouldn't play it with the eye of probably finishing it. It would have to really get its hooks in me, which it could, but yeah, it would have to really get its hooks in me for me to finish it. And wow, that would be a real unfortunate deal for all y'all, because that's all I would talk about for like 6 months. I mean,
welcome to the Elden Ring podcast.
I mean, that would be it. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's just the hard fact, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the reason why I buy into Game Pass so much recently as well is because I can try like an hour of a game and be like, no, I don't want to play that anymore. Or with the likes of Spelunky 2, it's like if I've got half an hour, it's kind of like I'm going to play some Spelunky because like I can literally just pick up, go, and I don't feel like I'm drawn to continuously try and make loads of progress, which I am because that game is horrifically difficult. But,
right. Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, yeah, that Game Pass is amazing for that. Second news bulletin, backward compatibility sale right now till February 1st or 2nd. I loved this. I could not get a straight date on the internet from Microsoft or anything. So, listen, if there's something out there, and everything's like 50 to 60% off out there, some 75% off, I believe, too. I mean, these games are seriously discounted. Now, granted, they are backwards compatible games, so they are older games. But yeah, go out there, and if you're interested, just grab it by February 1st. Don't play around. Also, Sean, how many of these games do you think are coming to Game Pass the moment the sale ends? Bones, like all of them. Yeah. Damn it.
50% of
them. So go. I mean, is Viva Pinata out there? You know, I don't remember episode, but you can. I mean, you go to their site and you'll find it. And there's a bunch of stuff out there. There were a bunch of Splinter Cell games, which I thought if I had more time in my life, I would grab a few because I did love the stealthiness of the Splinter Cell games. So, but I don't have the time in my life. I'm not going to grab it. I would have grabbed Valhalla if I had time in my life. That's right, Ambone. Yeah, whatever you decide to buy, I am sure that Phil's like, put that on Game Pass. Hambone bought it. Get it out there now. That's how that's gonna work. Respawn. I'll just say it and you work it, and then you take it. Respawn is working on 3 new Star Wars games. I got nothing on this. What do you think?
Um, I I don't play Star Wars games. I think the last Star Wars game I ever played was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter on the PC many, many, many moons ago. So
You didn't. Oh, I thought you were a fan of Jedi Fallen Order for some reason, but
nope.
apparently not. Okay, all right. Well, that's a good conversation. I played it. I played it. I could have probably finished it. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like it. I should have, and every like on paper, it should have been a game for me. But for some reason, I was just like, nah. And I just moved right along. Never got more than a couple hours into it, maybe 3 at best. So yeah, I don't know. But they're
So
making them.
just very quickly on this backwards compatibility sale.
Yeah.
Big ones that are in there: Bioshock 2, 50% off. If they come to Game Pass, that'd be amazing. I love that game.
Just buy them for
The
Hambone, and then
next,
they will.
yeah, the next one for me is Silent Hill, the HD collection. That'd be nice if that came to Game Pass as well, because I love me a good Silent Hill game. Not for you; they would not be for you at
No,
all, Nick.
no.
But they are nice.
I'm happy for you.
But yeah, that's about it. The rest of them are all Star Wars based, Lego, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Castlevania, there's a lot of Castlevania around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. God bless all you people who love Castlevania. I never have saw the draw to Castlevania. I know I've lost all the people probably who watch this podcast, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So yeah, you take the next one because I feel like you know more about it than I do. This last news bulletin.
So last year Game Pass held an event, and it was featured around the release of, open that link twice, featured around the release of Halo Infinite, and it was called Game Pass Has PC Games. It was an invitational. I can't remember if they worked with Boom TV last year, but they're doing it with Boom TV this year. And it's basically they're doing like a big online tournament, and the winner takes a prize pool of $30,000. And the game they're going to be playing this year is Minecraft Dungeons, I believe.
Oh,
I don't know the.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So I don't understand. I think they've got to. I think they've got to drop some clips, and I think it's the best clip that gets judged by the viewers. Wins basically. So
it's getting
that's happening in
judged by the
January.
viewers. Oh, that sucks.
I think so. It's really I've read through this a couple of times and I can't really understand. So anybody can go and sign up to this. You don't have to be like a known streamer or gamer online. It's open to everybody. You can go in if you go onto the Microsoft website and you can sign up and get started for this now. And yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's nice that they do stuff like this, and this is all happening on January 28th, 12 p.m. PST, which is Pacific. So that'll be your end of the scale. So yeah, look. I like it when they do stuff like this, and the fact that they call it Game Pass Has PC Games. I think it's kind of nice because it kind of shouts that we're not just console only. So
yeah, so apparently they did one of these in December of last year too for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
and I could kind of understand how Halo would work because that's PvP, but I can't see how Minecraft would work PvP to battle each other, and why people need to submit clips. But
so here's what I don't like. I hate stuff that gets voted by the fans. I know that sounds weird, but it really just becomes like, hey, who has the biggest social media following? I mean, and it's just like, it's just annoying to me. It's like you might do something really cool, but you're just kind of like an unknown, and then some other guy's like, hey, all my follower bros, come over here and vote for me, and that just gets voted. So I don't know.
Yeah, but then the other side of that is if you are a low level streamer that doesn't have that huge social media following, you go on there with an awesome clip and kind of make a few shockwaves. You might not win the £30,000 prize pool, but you'll gain so much like credibility within the social scene, and more people come to your channel. So it's a good way if you want to get out and about there and you play a lot of Minecraft games. Just give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I didn't put this on because I saw it real late. But I thought this just blew my mind. Being somebody who beat Halo Infinite on normal mode and died a lot. Okay, I'm not just a lot. I died a lot. They there is a guy who beat Halo Infinite on Legendary. Not only did he not die once, he never took any damage in the entire run. How is that even possible? That, like,
Um,
you people are amazing. There are people out there, not me, but other people are absolutely amazing. I'm just here to talk about you. That's about all I got. That's just
Now, did he? What was it? Was it a full proper run through, or was there any glitch that he used to kind of jump past? Because I can only imagine there was a lot of areas in that game that you either had to restart that run or restart that segment of the run, or I don't know. I don't know how that worked. It's a lot of
yeah,
bullet. It's a lot of bullet dodging.
I can't. I literally cannot imagine not taking damage. Like I can see not dying, especially you got the shield. So if you really like run for cover every time you start like okay, and you're really good, not me, but if you're really good, I can see how you don't die. But I do not see how you don't take damage. Like that just like blows my freaking mind. So
Does,
I
does
see.
that make does that make him the official um, Master Chief? Is he like he must be Master Chief?
Yeah, so his YouTube channel is Simply and Slick, which he earns it. Recently ran through Halo Infinite's campaign on Legendary difficulty, the highest setting, without taking a single hit. Here's an utterly bananas. So yeah, you can go there and get his compilation to see it. Simply. Wait, am I saying that right? I don't know. Simply Slick. So yeah, that's the 5-part YouTube playlist of his playthrough. So I mean, I'm sure he didn't like do every single thing, but dude, the end of that game at the like when the game no longer is open world, like the last few missions are not open world. They take that you can tell they kind of had a hurry to the end. I've talked about this. Those missions are tough, man. I mean, I have no idea. I will watch it. I haven't seen the playthrough, but I will watch it because that just blows my mind. I can't. I will be in awe of his amazing skills. So that's all I gotta say. And that's the fastest news we've ever done, Sean. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, this is what usually happens. It used to happen in the Dad Crossing days. We get a buttload of news one week, and then it kind of like we have this boom, like there we go, drop the mic, all this is happening, and then there's like nothing for a week,
yeah.
and then like tomorrow morning we'll wake up and they'll drop another load of games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you're totally right. And that's probably exactly how it'll happen because Lord knows it's happened to us many times. But yeah, I was like, so that's our news. Moving on to what we've been playing, our Xbox Spotlight. I've only been playing 2 things. That's it. First, I beat, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pushing it. I played yesterday because I was like, I wanted to keep my streak of beating a game a week. I don't know how much longer. This might be the last week I keep it, but I wanted to keep it going for at least this week. And we lost to the Pokemon champion. By the way, why do they call it the Final Four when there's 5 freaking fights? Okay, I know. I'm sorry, Xbox people. I know it's an Xbox show, but every once in a while we play Nintendo too. So like I beat the 4th guy, and I'm like, we won! Oh man, they got me so good. Noah and I were so excited, and then they're like, yeah, you can go on and play the champion now. I'm like, F you! Like I have like no revives left. I am done. So we ended up losing, and I will say like that game not only got like brutally hard. By the way, that's the first battle we ever lost in that game. First battle where all of our Pokemon fainted. But not only that, but if I wouldn't have been there, Noah would have been screwed because we had spent all of our stuff, like we had bought to prepare for this. We only had like 20,000 whatever, I don't know, dollars. I'll call them dollars. I don't know what the little peace sign stands for. So we only had like $20,000 left, but we had gone up all these levels fighting the 4 that we beat, and so Noah's like, well, we should save, and I was like, Noah, we can't save. I was like, we have $20,000 left and no potions, like no revives, no nothing. If he would have saved, he would have been effed. I mean, I don't. You would have had. I don't even know how you make money. We beat most of the people in the game, so like, I was like, Noah, we can't. I know we got far, but like, if we would have saved, I don't know what he would have done. He would have not had any cash left to buy anything to beat the final 4. Absolutely bonkers to me. Like old school, like gotcha, like don't save at the wrong time kind of deal, you know? Very interesting. But the game, it's a Pokemon game. Like the ending is always intense and fun, and the rest of it always just feels kind of like real fluffy. They balance those out. That'd be great. Call out, by the way, to if you're interested in Pokemon. If not, I promise this is the last thing I'll say. Call out to Retro Logic. They just put something out about. They did a podcast about how to change Pokemon. I've not listened to it yet, but Dan always does good stuff. Was a co-host with us back in Dad Crossing days. So if you're interested, go listen to that. I will certainly be listening to it tomorrow because I've been thinking about that myself.
Yeah, I will probably go and listen to that once I've played the next one that comes out, because I have a feeling that the next Pokemon game that's about to release in like 3 days' time will kind of change the face of Pokemon. I think it's going to, that's their, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so anyway.
I think you're right. I completely do. So anyways, that is that. What is Game Pass, what is Xbox, what has me totally soaked, Nobody Saves the World. Let me tell you, this game is good old-fashioned fun. It's an RPG, top-down, it's kind of like if you took Zelda, like one of the old school Zeldas, maybe Zelda 2, because that's an RPG, so that kind of fits, and then you made it quirky with this little like game mechanic where you could turn into one of a bunch. I think I have like 14 now, what they call forms. So Nobody is this little guy. All he has is an ability to slap. He can slap with his hand. You don't want
the magic cap of gaming world.
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth squat. You can't do anything with it. Like, so you don't want to be him. You have to transform into one of the many different forms. And when you get a form, it starts out with a letter grading. It'll be F. And as you do like the quests of like kill this many enemies with this guy or kill this many enemies with this particular move with this guy, you start to fill his meter. And every time you finish a quest, after you finish enough, his form grows. So he'll become like from an F to a D to a C to a B. I don't have any A's yet. I got a bunch of B's, but no A's. And they gain power. You gain power overall as the nobody guy, and you can move forward. The quests are funny. It's got funny writing. The story is engaging at the moment. You're trying to find out. There's this gunk that's covered the world, and a wizard has gone missing. You're trying to find the wizard. That's not giving anything away. You find that in like the first part of the game. And man, I just like the dungeon crawliness, the different moves, having to like marry the dungeon to which form you use, because each form is like magic or sharp or blunt attacks. So it seems pretty simple on the front, but it quickly like becomes in depth and is engaging, and it's pretty, and it's a good game, very good game. I'll keep you up to date. I'm gonna try to finish it before our next podcast. I don't know if I can make it, but I'm gonna try real hard to keep my streak alive.
Yeah, because you're doing far better than me, because I have yet to finish a game this year. So,
you can do it, Sean.
I know I'm picking up games that are like either impossible to finish or just have no end to them. So
yeah. You chose Spelunky. That's your fault.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Somebody pushed it onto me.
That's true.
The crack dealer of the internet.
I love it that he's
Sorry,
held like
Andros.
this wholesome podcast, but yet we refer to him as the crack dealer of the internet.
So no. If you didn't listen last week or the week before, we had Andros on, who is from Nintendo Pals. Genuinely an awesome guy. I absolutely love chatting to him in the community, and I like watching his stuff. I mean, his recent one he's dropped Zelda Breath of the Wild run with just his nose.
The guy's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's awesome. He mows lawns on a stream. He's so funny.
That he does.
So he kind of came on and he chatted about Spelunky 2. And that really got me kind of like interested in playing it. Now I've played it, I can't get away from it. I will play half an hour every day. And it is like it is not the game type that I'd enjoy at all. It's just not. It's a rerun and a rerun and a rerun. But my God, yeah. So I've still been playing that. I've got to the point now where I've built a shortcut so I can skip the first world and go straight to like the second world, which is either lava or a little like garden jungle world. Not great, but it just seems to increase in difficulty. So I'll get there eventually.
Yes, you will, sir. Yes, you will.
I will talk about some other things that I've been playing first. Then I will jump to a little bit of my breakdown on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. So, as we all know, I have an Oculus, so I've been playing a little bit of that. I did the unspoken thing and modded it so I could install a modded version of Beat Saber to download custom songs that people make on the internet. And I've been thrashing my arms around to all kinds of different songs. I sent one to Nick, which is Bring Me the Horizon's Kingslayer. The easiest mode for that game is just crazy, and I can't get past the second verse, and I end up absolutely wet through every time I try it. Sweat. So I've been playing a little bit of that. I dropped some money today on Resident Evil 4 VR, which is Epicell's calling me a pirate. Yep, I am.
It's true. VR.
VR pirates. Anyway, so I dropped some money on Resident Evil 4 VR because I absolutely loved Resident Evil 4, the original game, and it's kind of like one I've looked at quite a lot. So I've been playing that. I literally like spent half an hour with that today because I didn't have much time. And then there's a game that's out there which is like their PvP first-person shooter, like online kind of style, Fortnite-y kind of thing called Gun Raiders. I tried to play that, but oh my God, the motion sickness I got from that was unreal. I literally it took me about 2 hours to get over the thing. So it's because you stand on the spot, but you move around, and they've got like a jetpack option, so you can kind of jetpack yourself up, and there was just too much going on all at once to then also have to think about where my hands will go in to pick up the guns to shoot the people. So yeah.
Is that the first time you've gotten motion sickness from this? From the Oculus?
Yes, it is. So far.
Yeah,
we'll see how I get on with Resident Evil because I think I'm playing it in comfort at the moment, and I keep having to you kind of teleport from one spot to another, which I don't like. I want to be able to walk through the game, so I'm going to change the settings tomorrow and hope that changes that. But that could also give me motion sickness, so we'll see.
Well, at least you can say this: this game will be the last time you ever have motion sickness for the first time on the Oculus. So
That's
I
very
feel
true.
like
You did really well to get that out as well. That I would have tripped up over my words. So well done. Tip my hat to you, sir. So then moving on to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. A quick blurb about this game. It's set just after the Outbreak event, which happened in Rainbow Six Siege. It's set several years in the future after the Outbreak event, and it tasks free players to complete objectives and fight off increasing threat of like a technological parasite, basically, which has crashed on Earth. When you first start the game, you kind of do a VR walkthrough of what to expect. I keep hitting my mic. What you expect to find out in the real world while you complete these objectives. And the VR walkthrough doesn't prepare you for how difficult the game could actually be. I enjoyed the walkthrough part of it because I enjoyed the learning to play the game. And then the two runs that I tried, like on my own in the real kind of setting that they give you, I just didn't enjoy it. It was basically just Rainbow Six Siege with aliens. And I kind of found myself very quickly going, if I'm having to do the same set of objectives every time, I'm not going to enjoy this. So I think the last time I'll play that game was today on stream. So yeah, that was just my fault. It needed a bit more variety. You kind of locked into either playing on your own or playing with randoms or playing with friends if you've got friends. I even need to spend some more time playing it, which I don't really want to, because it's one of those games where to kind of unlock everything, you've got to spend a bit more time playing it, which I don't really fancy. And it's not a pick up and play just for half an hour. I mean, I played an hour of it and did 2 runs. So,
yeah, I will say I think a lot of people are hot on it at first, and then I wonder if it slowly drops because. Again, thanks to Hambo and Johnny, I know all about the review of the game because I've been going to Open Critic to follow the League video game deal. It started out, I mean, not great, but I think it was like at a 76, and it's now down to a 72 on Open Critic. So, yeah, I get the feeling that it started out, people were a little more up on it, and this is just reviewers, so it's not the user score. So people were a little bit more up on it than they were in the end. So
I mean, the Outbreak event that they did, when I watched people play the Outbreak event on Rainbow Six Siege, looks really good, which is why I got kind of engaged and happy about the game, like a whole game set on this in the future. But they kind of didn't do anything different. It's just, yeah, they needed to maybe do some more stuff, give you like more of a story mode to go through rather than just boom, objectives, do it again in a different building, objectives. It's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is a very much co-op game, correct? I mean, this is kind of...
Yeah, there is a solo aspect to it.
Okay.
And they have quite well designed it because they've got cinematics that kind of back up the solo aspect where you've got one's a scientist and one's might be some kind of corporal are kind of having an argument about, well, one person in the field can do more than a multiple team can do, and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, okay, so you've addressed that situation when some people might not want to play online.
Sure.
But then the objectives are quite difficult to do and take a long period of time because you haven't got the support of 2 other players. So,
yeah. All right. So
and the one thing that I did like about it is if you pick up an operator and that operator dies in the field, you can't play as him again. You've got to go into the field to re-rescue that operator, which I thought was quite a good touch.
Yeah, that is neat.
So that's the only pro I've got from it so far.
Okay, so you dislike it? Would that be the right way? I mean, is that what you would say?
It just didn't meet expectations, unfortunately, because the cinematics are beautiful. They're like watching it is like literally watching a really well made animated film. The graphics of the game are really good. The gameplay is great, even though it started a bit slow. I had to speed up all the sensitivity to like look up and down and stuff like that because it didn't move as much as I'd like it to move.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ebi just got me there with a bit more history on being a pirate. So yeah, I mean, go and try it or watch the stream, see my reaction to it, kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'll be playing it again. It didn't grip me. Like I could rerun stuff like that, but yeah.
Do you okay, so this was my last question, sorry. Do you think it might be more fun in a co-op mode?
With people that I know, yeah. The reason why I didn't do the co-op mode today was because I didn't want to end up playing with people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then either hampering them or just not enjoying the multiplayer experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that I mean I get that. I totally get that. Well, cool. Well, not cool, but you know, either way. Yeah, that's Tom Clancy's. Let's move on to our party chat. First question by Hambone Johnny. Thank you so much for everybody who has submitted a question, and we have quite a few of them today. So I just, we love hearing from you guys. We love hearing your thoughts or your questions or whatever they are. So we really, really, really appreciate it. Hambone Johnny says, "Can we please get a Sunset Overdrive sequel now that Activision Blizzard has been acquired?" Think there's a chance for a Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah, but not because of that.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Not because of that party, because I think Tim kind of squashed this. This was a question from last week, and Tim kind of squashed it and said that it is who bought it? Insomniac was the developer, and Sony owned Insomniac. So it'd be nice to get that. I'd have really enjoyed it because Sunset Overdrive was a very fun game, but unfortunately, that sits with Insomniac. And Tim, the Destroyer of Dreams, kind of dropped that last week. The next question is from Solo Something, and he says, since Microsoft, Xbox, and Nintendo have communicated better than PlayStation and Nintendo, will we get some more crossovers to the Switch? He's kind of hoping that there'll be a stripped back version of Call of Duty that would appear on the Switch.
No.
No. Do you think we might see more Crash Bandicoot, Spyro kind of stuff on the Switch now?
Man, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, this goes back to the whole acquisition thing. And I stand pretty firm that Microsoft is solid in Game Pass, and they want Microsoft, they want these other places to have some part of Game Pass on their platform before they're going to give them something. They're not just going to give them a Spyro. They don't care if they're missing out on money. They do not care. They do not care.
Yeah. I mean, SAZ makes a really good point in the chat. Maybe a legacy edition of Call of Duty, like they did with FIFA. But
maybe if they're going to do anything, SAZ's right. If they're going to do anything, they'll do retro games. That's why, like, I could see them doing a Perfect Dark or something like that with Nintendo. Because I think they view that kind of like as, well, this isn't gonna bring anybody to the Game Pass party. So sure, let's make a little bit of extra cash. The people, the users of the Nintendo platform love a good retro game. So yeah, I think he's right. If you're gonna get something, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah. The next one isn't really a question. It's a couple of predictions. Since last week we did a predictions episode, Hambro and Johnny dropped a couple in, which I thought I'd bring these in because they're quite interesting. He predicts that this year we get skins to customize the outside of our Xbox Series X or S consoles, kind of like what the PlayStation did with the faceplates. Which, I'd quite like that. I was in game the other day and I saw there's like a base for the Series X you can buy, which plugs into the USB port in the Series X, and it's all different LEDs, and it projects light up the side of the console and onto the wall and stuff, and you can program it to do lots of different colors. I was like, oh, that's quite nice, but I didn't have £25 sat in my back pocket, kind of just a splash on a dock for my Series X, basically. But I'd like to see them because at the moment it just looks like a big black box sat behind my TV.
Yeah, mine's hidden, so I don't really care. But could I see it happening? Sure, I could see it happening. I mean, that wouldn't be surprising to me at all.
The next one is Forza Motorsport 8 is going to be announced at E3 and drops in October day 1 on Game Pass. And then he says that has nothing to do with the fact that he has that in his fantasy team either.
I don't know. When was the last Motorsport? I guess that's the question. I don't.
The last Motorsport.
Oh, we're looking it up together. Let's see who's gonna get there. Who's gonna get there first? Here's off. Forza. Oh, well, I went to 8. Well, I shouldn't have searched for the one that we're waiting to come out.
2017. So yeah, wow, we could definitely have one this year.
I mean, now tell me, I don't I mean, for this last Forza was the first Forza that I played. I mean, I've never played a Forza Motorsport. Forza Horizon 5 was the first one that I played. Do they like? Is this just on a track? Does it mimic being
Yeah,
in Mexico or
this is your
anything like that?
no.
Or no? Okay,
Forza Motorsport is your full kind of like simulation. So even down to
okay,
like tire wall lean, and you can change the tire pressures to make your car grip better or grip less. And you know, this is the full like Gran Turismo experience, but on an Xbox.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I could definitely. I mean, 2017, man, that was a long time ago. There would be some serious improvements on that game. Um,
Oh yeah, graphically as well, there'll be some serious improvements. You know,
yeah, yeah. So
and his last prediction is that we get another weird non-gaming thing for with the from Xbox, like along the lines of a console, the console being a fridge. But just this time he says like a Series S themed jewelry box. I don't know if that's a punch to like the Series S like being the smaller con. I don't know, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, let's see. I think we could see Microsoft delve into chairs. Could totally see that. Um, Now, does that include the streaming stick, which is obviously coming, the stream box, whatever they want to
yeah.
call this thing? No, that's pretty much gaming, so probably not. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fridge thing will always go down as a marketing genius move. Like
Yeah,
they
because
could, yeah,
people took the piss out of the Series X and how it looked because they said, "Jesus, it looks like a freaking refrigerator." So they like Microsoft going, you know what? Ha ha, have a refrigerator that looks like a Series X.
yeah.
Screw you.
I mean, it's freaking amazing. I mean, the fact that they came up with that idea and that they rolled with it. I mean, they came out with it as a meme on a meme, basically. And then before you know it, it wasn't a meme anymore. They were like, "Yeah, it's gonna come out next year. Here you go. Have at it. Order them if you want." And people did. It's genius marketing. I mean, it's just amazing to me. So yeah, yeah, I could see something, but I have no idea what it is.
And then the last question, again from Hammer and Johnny, he drops quite a lot of questions with us in the Discord. And this is what I was referencing earlier. He says, with all these different IPs and studios owned by Microsoft, do you have any ideas on how they could leverage them for a different game or genre? Maybe a Call of Duty deck builder or an action platformer set in the World of Warcraft world. And he says, I'd play the hell out of Banjo and Kazooie Tower Defense mobile game, which I suppose they could do with the acquisition of King. They could definitely play something like that. I mean, oh wow, I definitely play Candy Crush in the theme of Xbox games. Definitely.
Yeah, so here's what I can tell you. I think they would be glad to do this bit, and to have this be part of their deal, but they're not going to force it on any developer. They're not going to say, "Listen, Activision, we want you to turn your World of Warcraft into a first-person shooter." They're not going to do anything like that. Unless the developer says, "Wow, we really want to do this. We have a heart for it," because that's what they did with Rare, and that turned out like a pile of poo. So they're just not going to take the chance on that. They've said that they don't want anything. They don't want anything to happen there that feels like they're forcing the creativity of a development studio into something that it doesn't want to do, because they think that just, and I think they're right. They think that zaps that creativity. So, but yeah, if somebody comes like King and says, "Man, we'd really like to do something like what you're talking about with this cart with this tower defense," then yeah, I think Microsoft will be like, "Sure, you do it. Let's make money. Let's have it happen."
Yeah. If there's, I'm going to say, yeah, if there's definitely a interesting um, concept to be like money to be made from an interesting concept, and like
Sure.
SAZ's just dropped their Game Pass for mobile, Apple like the Apple Arcade concept. If they drop something like that, it'd be pretty, I mean, they kind of have that now with the ability to play with the cloud.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was just
if you
gonna
could
say.
have, if you could have an array of mobile-based games that you could download, you didn't have to rely on constant internet connectivity to
Mm-hmm.
play those kind of games. Yeah, I mean, they'd make a killing.
There is something like legit. There is something that I had never thought of that I agree. if you could do like what I think, I don't know if Netflix does it. I know Amazon Prime does it, where it's like, hey, do you want to download this so you can watch later? Sure, go ahead and do
Yeah,
that.
and Netflix do it, Disney Plus does it.
Yeah, is it everybody does it now? Is that because it
Kind
was
of, yeah.
pretty like I think Amazon Prime was the first that came out and was like you can do this, but yeah, everybody probably does it now. So
Yeah, I do it at work a lot, so I can sneak off.
um, I won't tell anybody, I promise. If you could do that where it's like, hey, download this Game Pass game to your phone and you can play it. But man, I mean, most of those games aren't going to fit on a phone. It would be a very select library of games that would like be able
Yeah.
to fit on your phone. But there probably are some. And if you could do that, whoa, that would be amazing. You know, and you maybe you have it like with Nintendo, right? You don't have to connect online for 7 days. Again, and
Once once
yeah,
a week, make sure you've pinged the internet.
yeah. And as long as you're doing that, then fine. Yeah, you can, download the game before you hop on the plane, and you can play the game while you're on the plane. I mean, I think that would be a huge, huge move for xCloud. A huge move.
Games on the plane.
That's
Sounds like a
right.
film.
Yeah, I love it.
And
It's good parody there.
speaking of SAZ's input to that kind of question, he has one that he has dropped in the live chat. Game Pass is the best value for gaming. They seem like they're on the Netflix path. So my Netflix plan is going up to $20, and I'm wondering if I still need it. With the increased competition, increased costs associated with buying publishers and developers for Game Pass content, the cost of Game Pass will certainly climb in price. At what price point is Game Pass too expensive for you?
Does this include Ultimate?
I don't know. I mean,
Let's
what do you
say,
pay?
for argument's sake, let's say it does. Let's say it does.
So for you that listen to us that might not have Game Pass, Ultimate includes your Xbox Live Gold kind of, so you can play online and access to Game Pass. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, but the most important thing for me is it includes xCloud.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, you kind of have it. You have it over a PC,
yeah,
console, cloud,
yeah.
and you can play all the online games you want to play. That's all included, and that's what I pay $11.99. I think you pay.
Well, that's the thing. I pay 15, but if you're savvy, you never pay 15. I've never paid 15.
Yeah.
I mean, the most I've ever paid for Ultimate right now is $10. Because I'm always buying 3 or 4 3-month cards on a Black Friday or a Christmas in July or whatever stupid sale that somebody's selling. So, and actually, Target had one last Black Friday for $8.50. So it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, I got 9 months of Game Pass Ultimate for $8.50 a month. So, let's disregard all that. And when is it too much? That's a hard question to answer, but I've thought about it. Specifically, because John really, a co-host of Dads After Dark, John, believes that Game Pass is going to go up. I agree with him. It probably will go up. When nobody's in the when their service is so good that nobody's in their rearview mirror anymore, nobody's close, I think it will go up. I think they're going to have to look long and hard at how much money people spend on games a year. So let's say, or how much they're willing to. So let's say they're willing to spend $250 on games a year. They would normally buy that amount of games a year. It no longer behooves that person to have Game Pass, even if Game Pass has every freaking game known to man on it. If they're saying, well, we have all the games and now it's $30 a month. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to play all those games because I literally can't. It's now $360 a year. All the games I want to play in a year, I can buy for $360 in a year. So that's the tipping scale. That's when it no longer is worth. I'm not saying $30 is the number, I'm just using that. That's when it no longer makes sense. When the yearly subscription is greater than the games they would have bought outright. Yes, that's right. Exactly what Evan just said.
Yeah, but then this my point comes to this is in the last 4 years, Xbox related games, I have bought two.
Yeah, because you got Game Pass.
So exactly. So I bought Riders Republic and Call of Duty Cold War. That's it. I'll tell
Mm-hmm.
lie free. I bought Cyberpunk 2077 and never played it because it was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, I bought 3 games. So what, blown best part of £175 on games. Do I play those now? No.
Mm-hmm.
Do I play games on Game Pass? Yeah. Would I be happy if they kept dropping bangers like they're doing? Like once a month, there's a game that I absolutely find that I absolutely love, which I would have, if I'd have been able to play a free demo. If there's ability to play more free demos on Xbox, I'd be more likely to pay the full recommended retail price for a game. Then yeah, I'd have probably dropped a lot more money than I have done over the year in subscription.
So here's what I'll say. So let's say I look back and I say, $210 worth of games. That's what I would have definitely bought from Game Pass. Does that mean, well, once it gets past $20, I'm out? No. I will give them some credit of like, well, sure. Now maybe let's say it's $25. So that's $300 a year. But I think a lot of gamers will say, yeah, maybe I would have only bought 4 games this year, but I played 15 to some degree, maybe more. If you're like us, you've played a ridiculous amount more, for like 5 minutes. It seems like. Um, but I've played 15, and I wouldn't have gotten those experiences. I wouldn't have gotten to know that I don't like Rainbow Six Extraction. I wouldn't have gotten to know about Nobody Saves the World. I would have never downloaded Grounded if it wasn't for Game Pass. So Microsoft will get a small pass on that, you know, in the sense of like, I know I'm paying more than I would have for all my games, but Microsoft is letting me go out and try whatever I want to try right now. And that is something that is hard to put a price tag on because it's dependent on the user. And for me, it's worth a
Yeah.
lot. So for me to be able to say, I got to play Forza Horizon 5, would I have ever played that game without Game Pass? No. No, I would have never bought a driving game without them. Without that. And that means a lot. I get to try those games and say, oh yeah, I played that game with Game Pass, for like a few hours. Wasn't my thing, but I got to try it and I got a little bit of the experience and that makes me happy. And that means a lot to me.
I'm trying to think now to when I initially started paying for Xbox Gold, and I'm going to say it goes back as 2004. So I've been paying for Xbox Gold at its full price. I've never done like a shop around, get it cheap. I've always paid it as a rolling subscription every year since 2004. I think, don't get me wrong, when Game Pass launched, I paid straight into it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. It's a nice little service. And I paid into it from the offset. I stopped for a little bit because I kind of stopped playing online. I stopped playing Xbox as much. So after that, I then like rebooted it. Like, when did I make Lindsay 2? So I probably rebooted it in about 2014, and that was around the time because my 2 daughters were playing more Xbox and stuff like that. And there were games on there that they were going to enjoy. So I rebooted it then, and I think I got a couple of good deals. But then after a while, I stopped being able to find the good deals as easy. So then I just thought I will let it roll. And it started out that it was only like $3.99 extra, like £3.99 a month. And then it slowly worked its way up to like $7.99. And then they kind of dropped this. Well, you don't have to pay your full yearly subscription of Xbox Live Gold in a one. You can kind of incorporate it with this deal, and that's then I ended up paying the $11.99 a month, and I've done that ever since. As I thought, that's great. What's £300 odd a month? If I take my, it was like 50 quid a year, 50, 60 quid a year for my Xbox Live membership. So I'm paying like £240 a year. I'd probably spend Like if a game can, like, look at Nintendo's roster for the next 4 months, you're going to be spending 60 quid every month for the next 4 months on Kirby, Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts, and stuff like that. So you're going to drop nearly 270, £300 there in Nintendo games. Now, if Xbox did something like that, I'd end up doing exactly the same. So in 4 months, I'll have spent as much on playing games as I would have paying for Game Pass all year. And because I've paid for Game Pass, I'm more inclined to play the games. And plus, we do this awesome podcast around it. So yeah, I'm at the moment, I'm definitely getting my money's worth. If it hiked up to you, like I think £20 to £25 would be my cutoff. If it got to there, I'd be like, something's got to go. So I've either got to get rid of Netflix, Amazon, Disney, or Game Pass. And like Game Pass only benefits me unless I could have a family deal and have it, include Jaya as well as like a family deal for £25 a month family deal over several different consoles. I'd do it. I'd go in with my dad. I'd be like, would you want to buy into this? I'd ask my brother, do you want to buy into this? And that's because that's what we do with Netflix. They all kind of like chip in every now and then. So that's what I'd end up starting to do. I'd be like, okay, let's see how I can get this in, because we pay for the Spotify family. So we all use it. Pay for the biggest Netflix one that you can get because my mum uses it, my dad uses it, we use it, Jay uses it, sister-in-law uses it. Christ, we all live in the same house.
It'll be interesting to see how long they let us get away with that.
I've been doing it for about 2 years.
No, I have too. It's just you're hearing rumors now that they're like they're piloting different programs to get that pushed away so that they can start getting their full subscriptions.
But like Nintendo managed to drop stuff, hike the price up, include your family, get this, get that, get the other, and everybody I know in the community went, "No, okay, here you go."
For the Nintendo expansion pass, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, for that. It's gone from like £14 a month a year. Was it £40 a year to nearly £30 a year? So they nearly doubled it in price. Okay, you got a decent DLC pack with Animal Crossing, and you got access to N64 games, which I've played one. I will probably play more now. Majora's Mask is coming out soon, but yeah,
It is on my list to beat Animal Crossing DLC because I will not get the expansion pass unless there is something very, very lucrative or that enticing, which they do. They do a very good job of that, and so they very well may. But unless there's something very enticing when my year rolls up, I don't plan to go back to an expansion pass. There's nothing against Nintendo or N64 games. It's just not my gig. I did it for the DLC. I want to try to get through the DLC so that that's done, and I feel like I at least got my money's worth. So we'll see how that goes. I am interested in Ebicell's. I'm sorry, are you done? Or is that?
Yeah. I'm done. All I'm saying is I'm at the same kind of price point as you.
Yeah.
I need to get that balance right, and it take a lot because I like to play a lot of different games now, thanks to Game Pass. Mm-hmm. Usually I kind of be still playing Warzone every night for 2 or 3 hours, but now I'm kind of playing a bit of everything.
Yeah, and so Netflix for us here in America is going up again, like by $1. And so why do you think Netflix usually goes up by $1? They're watching those metrics, right? They want to see when Netflix says, yeah, we're going from $16 to $17.99. They want to see how many drop off at $17.99. How many people fall away at $1 more. They're not going to take it more than that because once they start seeing that subscriber number fall off too much, then they're going to hold. And that's what Microsoft will do. I don't at all. Sorry, I had a moment there, but it doesn't at all affect their total bottom line. If subscribers start to go down, then that's when they'll say, okay, here's where we hold for now, and that's what they'll have to do. I mean, they're banking that they can make this happen. And we'll see if they can. Abicell's next question: will Game Pass include a WoW sub? I'm going to say this, and I don't think this is going to be day one. Oh, I love it when we don't agree. It's so much fun. I don't think this is going to be day one. I don't think they're going to acquire Activision and they're going to come out and be like, now to subscribe to WoW, this is what you got to do. No. But they will slowly entice until there's not many people left on a WoW subscription, until they've got most of them over on Game Pass. And then once they do, they'll get rid of it. And Game Pass will be how you log into WoW. That's what I think.
Oh, but if I remember by WoW, there was like the Animal Crossing DLC, subscribe, get this awesome thing, and then.
Oh no, I think he's talking World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think?
Then yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he's talking about World of Warcraft, and I think that's exactly how they will handle that. You may not see that full transition until, I mean, it may be a while. It may be 2026 before you start seeing like, okay, this is the only way you get to World of Warcraft now. I think Nintendo. I think Xbox knows what World of Warcraft is or was. Everybody knows what it was. But I think Xbox is going to try to find a way to bring it back to what it was. Because they view that as a game that had subscribers, that had a huge base, and I think they feel like if they give it the time, the care, and the money it needs, maybe they can get it back, not to what it was, because I mean it was a cultural moment, but they can up the subscriber base from I think it's at 36 million now or something like that, to closer to what it used to be. So, yeah, I think that's a big game for them. I really do. Because it's a subscriber-based game, which is right up the alley of Game Pass. It's got, like SAZ is saying, it's got nostalgia. I mean, man, bring it back, find some ways to do it, and it'll up your Game Pass numbers like nobody's business.
Yeah. So we've touched on the acquisition again.
I can't help it, Sean. I still could talk for hours, but I knew nobody wanted to hear it, so I wanted to try to stay away as much as possible.
We will revisit the acquisition as soon as we start getting more news about what's going on. We will definitely hit on it more.
Yeah, we just don't want to beat a dead horse because nobody wants to hear that. So nobody wants to hear a dead horse get beat. I mean, I might kind of want to hear what that sounds like now. No, I'm just kidding.
If you want to do that, go play Left 4 Dead.
There you go.
Not Left 4 Dead, sorry. Red
I
Dead.
don't know.
There we go.
What is it?
Red Dead Revolver.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. Yeah. Beating dead horses.
So that's all the questions, which was a lot of questions. I like it when we got a lot of questions, but we didn't touch on them last week because we ran out of time with this being a different time. So to touch on the golden ticket, which is where we mentioned the games that you can claim now with your Xbox Live subscription. Nero Voida is still there, available until the 31st of January. Aground, which is available until the 15th of February, and Space Invaders Infinity Gene is available until the 31st of January.
Yeah, so if I can, I'm sorry, do you want to say anything about these games? Because I have nothing to say about these games.
No, I've got nothing. Okay. They've been there now for a week, so if you didn't want to get them, you probably have them by now.
Yeah, so before we go into what's on the horizon, because I think the Golden Ticket and Bye-Bye kind of have a thread that they don't normally have together. I feel like Microsoft is a little busy, and some of the stuff isn't getting done like normal. We would normally know more of the Golden Ticket, what was going on. In fact, Pure Xbox for like one of the first times says, what do you want to see in February for the Golden Ticket? Because they're like, because Microsoft ain't telling us, so what would you like to see?
You go to Pure Xbox and I go to the Xbox Wire, which is the news bulletin kind of page that is on the Xbox website, the official website. Mm-hmm. And their 24th to the 28th of January, basically, it's just a list of games that are getting released. And there was one mention of a Game Pass game, which is the Drum Master game, the Takeo no Tatsujin game, which we talked about last week. Mm-hmm. So there is literally no, we've got no updates to these because, like Nick's saying, Xbox are probably really busy going like, oh my God, we're buying these things and we don't know what's going to happen next. So.
Yeah, it's just really funny. I will say, and in the buy section, there's a very interesting thing. So I was writing it all down about a day ago, and Yakuza's popped up, A Plague Tale, The Medium, and Control all popped up as leaving, like ASAP, like within like January 31st to February 1st. And so I was like, whoa, I could not believe that these like huge popular games were just flying out of Game Pass. But then all of a sudden they all went away as being gone, and it was reported as a possible rumor, but not a rumor. But many outlets are saying, well, no, we got the information from Microsoft, but now it seems like maybe that's not happening. It's a very funky thing that I mean, we've been covering them now for almost a year and never seen it happen before, and it's like, what? No. So it seems like Microsoft got their wires crossed, or something changed in the last second. And so now the only thing that's confirmed is leaving is the Nowhere Project, Xenocrisis, and Cyber Shadow. So we'll keep an eye on if these other games stay or go or what happens. But it was a very weird turn of events.
Who's the developer for Yakuza?
It's Sega, right? I'm fairly certain it's Sega.
I wonder if with the purchase of Activision, I wonder if there's been some bad taste potentially between Microsoft and Sega, and they, like Sega, was saying, "No, we don't want your deal anymore. Take them off Game Pass," and they've maybe had to do a little bit of damage control with them because
maybe
just maybe my prediction of Xbox absorbing Sega was gonna come true until they bought Activision.
That's it. They ruined it for you. I'm telling you. I put on there. You get 2 points, man. You win the whole show if they do that. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
So that pretty much winds us off to a complete show.
Yeah. Well, we did get two games come out. I skipped ahead. Sorry, not come out. I'm sorry, but 2 games were announced actually just today, I believe, for Game Pass in February. Dreamscaper, which is a game you can play, an action role-playing adventure simulation. An endless replayable action roguelike with a waking, dreaming gameplay cycle. Is that another way to say roguelike?
I think it sounds just like that, yeah.
It does say action roguelike. I'm sorry. I'm not listening to what I'm reading. Action roguelike with a waking, dreaming gameplay cycle. By night, delve deep into your subconscious, facing nightmares in an ever-changing world filled with unique items, abilities, and challenges. And then Besiege. Besiege is coming out.
This is a sandbox-style video game developed by Spiderling Studios and was released back in 2020. They've had 5 years of success on the Windows, Mac, and Linux platforms, and I think this is their first break into a console platform.
So. There you go. So yeah, so that is the new games out. But yeah, that's a show. That's everything that I know of.
Cool. So very quickly, I'm going to run the outro for people that are with us live, and then once the outro is run, we're going to go and raid a channel. And I don't know if chat wants to talk about who we want to raid or what we want to raid. I was kind of thinking we could touch on a game that we discussed in the chat. So either a bit of Tom Clancy's or Spelunky, or if somebody's playing Nobody Saves the World and they're streaming that, we'll go and have a look at that. So you guys in the chat, if you want to jump in one of those free games, and we'll do that after we've finished recording. Or I'll just pick. So, Yep. So I'll take us out. Socials, as always, are at Game Pass News. That's over Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. If you listen to this via your usual podcasting means, please, if you can, give us some feedback. All those stars, likes, get us all the way up there when people search for Xbox or Game Pass related content. If you want to jump in the Discord and talk to us directly, or talk to any of the guys that we've mentioned in the live chat, head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads. Little as $1 a month, you can get in on the action there. Thanks to everybody that has popped up in the live chat: SAZ, Ebicel, Hambo, and Johnny. Very quickly, because there's been a lot of people chatting. But thanks everybody for joining in. That's the show for this week. Like I say, hang on till after we finish for the raid, and until next time, we'll see you later.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what's about to go. Do I end the stream? Do I do my part? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, run your outro.
Okay. I was like, I didn't want to end and then be like, well, you screwed it up, Nick. Way to go. Which is normally how life happens. All right. See you later, guys. Have a good one. Sorry.
Right. So carrying this on, I don't know how to do this. SIZ's hanging in for the raid, so let me find raid a channel.
We'll bring us back here at least, so people can see us.
Yeah, I've not done this before, so
We're professionals, people.
yeah, I'm just trying to pick. I'm like, we're quite small, so do we like back somebody else up who's small?
Back somebody small, man. Do it. Just think what it'd be like.
Do
Just
it.
think when we got raided the one time, we were like super excited, and then we shut the stream off. So I mean, there's.
Yeah, completely by accident.
Yeah, let's talk about that. And
French,
then there was
Portuguese, English. Wow, there's a lot more people playing the game now than there was earlier, and I can't find my fillers that I had earlier.
Just do it. Just pick somebody. Anybody.
He's Russian, so we wouldn't understand what they say. Lily Zoinks. We'll go with Lily Zoinks. Why not?
Thanks for hanging in, guys. Have a good one. Is that a thing that happened? This is like post show. Raid now. You want to raid now?
Boom. Done. We've just jumped in.
Boom. Okay, so I'm shutting my stream off now. Oh, whoa, what just happened? Okay, am I shutting the stream off?
Yeah, I think if you